This computer. Okay, welcome, guys. Guys, I'm super excited to do this today. My mentor in this business is a Master Pro 10, Brandon Cunningham, and he's been encouraging me to do these type of trainings for people. And guys, I would do it for just 5 of you. I know we're going to have 10, 15, 20, maybe 30, 40 people on by the end of this. But I posted this yesterday on one of our team pages, speed of the leader, speed of the group. I know that this is a weekend, and as you guys come on, you can just mute your lines and stop your cameras. That'd be great. And like I said, you know, you could be doing a lot of things on a Saturday. You could be, you know, out on the boat, whatever you do. But we're close to the end of the month, and we're going to go into momentum this year, guys. I believe this. I was just talking about this before some of you guys jumped on. It's amazing a lot of the things that are happening. You got the Anti-Cancer Foundation supporting LifeVantage. You got John Maxwell. You got Calvin Wayman. You got Grant Cardone. You got all these people who are gurus in our industry, taking our products, talking about us. We are a threat to every company, so it's going to take us longer to get to momentum because what we have is special. But knowing all of that, and guys, I'm going to mute everybody's line, so if you need to unmute, you can later. I'm just muting everybody so that I don't have the feedback. Hey, Ruthie, how are you today? Everybody, guys, I'm going to mute these. Give me 1 second. Okay, cool. So most of you, I hope, know who I am, but let me just give you a brief understanding of who I am. And my name is Michael Huey. I'm a Pro 7 with LifeVantage. I've been involved in LifeVantage. I just had my 6-year anniversary with that lovely person eating ice cream right there in the Dallas airport, my wife, Lisa, who's in the other room. That's my family. I was in the personal training and fitness and nutrition industry as a 6-figure earner for over 20 years. I graduated from The Ohio State University. I ran track. You can see a picture of me back there when I was ripped up at about 170 pounds. I was an educator for the American Council of Exercise. I got certified in anti-aging a couple years ago, and it really opened my eyes to start to look at the availability of what we have, not only as a product line, but as a business. Because obviously you guys have to know this, that when you're in my industry, I'm one of the first people that people come to talk about what they have in their hands. And never had I put my name to something until I put my name to this opportunity. And I put the picture of those pills down there because I was that person. I was the 30, 40 supplement a day guy. Now I'm down to about a third of that, and 90% of them are LifeVantage products. So without further ado, let's get started because I want to value everybody's time today, and I want to stay on task. Here's our agenda today. We're going to talk about Launch 60. Story and invite, technology, follow-up, comp plan, and we won't do recognition, but we'll do close. And then I'll leave it open at the end just for a couple questions if people have them, hopefully if we have time for that. But guys, look, what I'm going to teach you today, now look, we've evolved as a company. Nothing's changed, but we've evolved. What we knew 6 years ago is a lot different today. And I'm grateful that I have a mentor in this business who's every single bit of his team is growing. And if you want to be a part of where this is going and what's happening, then you're in the right place at the right time. You're with a group and a company that this phase 1 training has allowed my group to grow every month this year, starting since January. Okay. And that's what you want. And we see it, it's happening. And if you put this training into action in your groups, and if you follow this when you start up, because let me explain something to you. I find 8 to 10 people every month that have never been trained right, were just signed up, never taken, because you know why? Because they weren't. So if we can eliminate that, will get this company to a 400 to a 600 to an 800 to $1 billion company. Okay, so let's get started. So let's talk about goal of phase 1 training. Okay, goal of phase 1 training is to get you to the Pro 3 rank. Okay, we had a lot of people reach the rank of Pro 3 last month, a lot of new ones. And guys, the company's giving you money for this. They're giving you $500 if you maintain this rank for more than 3 months between now and the end of the year. Okay, that's a lot of extra money for somebody. That allows somebody to go on a trip, on a vacation. And that's the goal of this phase 1 training. And so I repeated it. Number 1 goal of this training in your business, as mentioned before, should be to reach the rank of Pro 3. And look at this. It can be achieved in 90 days or less. I just took 3 people who did this in 90 days. And you go from semi-temporary to more permanent when you reach this rank. 50% of the 50. Hey, what up, Calvin? Homie? 50% or more of the distributors are still involved once they reach the rank of Pro 3. Distributor 90 days, Pro 1 9 months. This is how long people stay. Pro 2 18 months, Pro 3 the average Pro 3 stays 64 months. So think about that. That should be your number 1 goal. And look what happens when you reach Pro 3. You get these launch bonus payouts. That means every time somebody in your group signs someone up, you get $50 if it's a platinum pack. If it's a Vantage pack, you get $25. If it's a Freedom pack, you get paid $12.50. So think about that. If you're a Pro 3 and you have 5 people enroll in your organization in 1 month, you get an extra $250. I love it. Since we added this bonus on, me as a Pro 7, you can see we get $50. We average about 30 distributor enrollments a month. You do the numbers, okay? It's $1,500 extra dollars a month. So just continue to think about this as you go through and find out. And then look at this. The generational matching bonus kicks in. You get 10% off the checks of everybody that you personally enroll, and then 5% off of their next 4 people. And as this continues to go, 5, 6, 7 more years down the line, you guys will be able to see the significance of really where this is going. Guys, if you just came on and you haven't turned off your camera, if you can do that, that would be awesome. So let's go on to the next one here. Okay, so what happens when this duplicates in your group? All right. I love this. Brandon and I talk about this all the time. Okay. Here's what happens when this duplicates in your group. And he put this together. I just love this. Okay. If you can create 5 Pro 1s, okay, 5 Pro 1s, you're a Pro 3. If you create 5 Pro 3s, okay, you're a Pro 5. Look at this. Look how this balances out. Think about it, okay? And then if you can create 5 Pro 5s, look at how that duplicates. That's exactly what duplicates, okay? You create 5 Pro 5s, and you're a Pro 7. And when we hit Pro 7, that's exactly what happened. We had 5 Pro 5s, okay? So momentum, let's talk about momentum real quick. Guys, if you're taking notes, you absolutely want to share this with your teams. The average network marketing industry, when distributors enroll, they enroll an average of 2.5 people, okay? And I believe that this training will allow people to do more than that. LifeVantage is at 2.8. We're in the top 3% of all network marketing companies. So think about that. 3.2 enrollments send a company into momentum. So you tell me, how close are we? This new training is to create momentum in your area. I'm not going to say this to step on anybody's toes, but I've heard our leaders teach it. This is your business, okay? if you don't have an upline or you don't have the person that enrolled you is not involved anymore, tie into a group. If I told you how many elite distributors were tying into what we're doing at True Blue, it would blow your mind. And that just me, I'm open to entering everybody. I want this to be huge. And if you guys look at this, Brandon told me that he enrolled 10 people in 2016 and only 2 people did anything. Okay? Now he's enrolled people this year and we're teaching them these phase 1 trainings and it's happening. I don't know how that's happening, but something's writing on the screen. Can anybody else see that? That's kind of bugging me. I don't know how that's happening, but let's see if we can clear this. Oh, there we go. I don't know how that happened, but cool. All right, sorry about that, you guys. Just remember, it doesn't matter what works. It matters what duplicates. Okay, so T-minus 24 hours. You sign someone up. How do you get them to commit to a launch call? Let me explain this to you. I'm going to turn the air down in here for this blasting. Hold on one second. I'm coming back to you guys. It's a little warm here in Florida. How do you get someone to commit to a launch call? You start with them right when they sign up. Ask questions. Have you already talked to people about this? Let's say I'm starting with somebody who's been involved even 2 weeks or 3 weeks, right? Okay. You'll see them blasting. We're going to talk about social media today, how to not go through your database, the do's and don'ts. Have you already talked to people about this? How's that? Ask them. How's that worked out for you? Do you want to make a little bit of money or a lot? You ask questions. You can ask my wife this. I tell her this all the time. Remember this quote, he who asks the most questions wins. Okay, no matter what you're involved in, when you're inviting, when somebody's telling you, oh, that's not for you, ask them questions. Don't just stop because you don't want to engage in a relationship with this person. Engage, get yourself excited. Let's make an awkward conversation that much easier. I can tell you this. I've had people that have done this Launch 60 and done nothing for 2 years and then get 37 people on 3 launch calls. And then their business takes off. Okay, they go from rank advancements to rank advancements. I can tell you that there's people right now that are supposed to be doing launch calls for themselves. They've never had anybody do one for them. Some of you on this very call need to have somebody do one for you, and you need to go back to the people that you've shared with over the last year or 2 years or 3 years. Okay? For an example, you start with somebody right off the bat. I want to give you a small taste of duplication. It's called Launch 60. Let's get 5 people on a call tonight, and I'll show you how to do it. I'm going to use an example of one of my mentors in this business, Fred Graves, who's been in this business for 7.5 years. He did one last month, and he had Brandon do the call for him, and they did it. He invited that same day. This is a guy who's been through hundreds and hundreds, signed up 57 people, okay? And he got 15 people on a call. He just said, hey, look, I'm relaunching my business. You guys need to know the significance of what's happening, and whether it's a new person, say, hey, I'm launching a new business. You guys need to know about this. Can you be on a call tonight at 8 o'clock? I'll send you the information. Click. All right. And I'm going to show you how to do that later on as we go through this. So what are the 3 main goals of a launch call? Guys, I'm going to tell you this is awesome. Every single person I know that's done Launch 60 has accomplished this right here. 200 PV. How would you like it if every person in your organization had 200 PV? Or everybody that's ever signed up? What would that do for you? Think about it for a second. Distribute all of your products out of you've received in your package. Let me ask you this question. Is the product, I'm going to use, let me see who I can see that's in front of me right here that I can use. Oh, Graham. Graham, can you unmute your mic real quick? Or can you hear me? I'm going to unmute you. Hey, Graham, can you hear me?
Niña de 7.
Graham, can you hear me? Hold on, let me see. He must be. I don't hear him. Let me ask Maria. Maria, are you still on there? Maria, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just going to pick on a couple people today. So you're my first person. Okay, so you're just gonna answer me a couple questions. So if you and I start a restaurant and we go out and we buy all this food, is that food for us or is that food for the patrons to help our business and our restaurant get up off the ground?
Definitely for our restaurant business to grow.
Correct.
For our customers to eat.
Exactly. But if we purchase a product and we know people want it, do we, for our restaurant, do we want to just or our grocery store, do we want to just purchase milk and eggs and cheese, or do we want vegetables and fruits and everything that we have to offer?
We want a wide spectrum of food.
Exactly. And which deliberately relates, thanks Maria, relates to the food and the products that LifeVantage has. Okay, so think about that when you're signing somebody up. I had a lady just this week call me and say, "Hey, I think I'm about to be terminated. What can you do to help me?" And I thought, well, why are you about to be terminated? She had been using all of the product out of her Vantage Pack. You know why? Wasn't trained right by the person who enrolled her, didn't know about launch calls, didn't know about 200 PV, okay? Look, if you have a person in your organization that's not training people, you need to go and help your people, okay? Make sure they get trained. And think about it. Make sure they get rid of all of this. And I'm just going to do you guys a little cool thing here. I did a 90-day look at my back office. New enrollments who had been to a training, done 3 launch calls. 95% of them had 200 PV. Plus, the next month after they signed up, they were using products and they were buying them. They were not using the products out of their Vantage Pack or Platinum Pack. You don't want that, guys. And then the last goal is you want to have 10 in motion. Now, let me show you guys this. How many people even know about what this 10 in motion list is? Okay. This 10 in motion list is on your LV Move app, and it's also in your back office. Print this sheet off. I print one of these off every 2 weeks. Okay. And every 2 weeks, along with my accountability sheet that's in your back office that you should have, I fill out 10 new people that I have in motion, okay? And I do that. I don't work on Sundays, but on Sunday night before I go to bed, I write down my 10 in motion sheet for the next week. And then I use that for 2 weeks, and then I write 10 more in motion. Sometimes, I'm going to be honest with you, I do it every week, okay? So get yourself, if your team is not doing this, teach your team to do this. It's a very important thing that you do. So how do you get to Pro 3? Launch 60, 90 days to move them from your database to an invite, to a tool, to a team. And I'm going to talk more about this as we go. Brief instruction on this. So after launch 60, you're going to invite, you've invited, and now you're going to get them to a tool. At the end of my launch calls, I tell everybody, look, and I'm just going to use Maria again because I just used her. Maria is going to contact you in the next 24 to 48 hours and get that ABC news clip that I talked to you about in the beginning of this call. Watch it with no distractions, because what you're going to see is history in the making. And then she's going to follow up with you after that again and find out where you are and how much more information you need. Guys, the follow-up, I'm going to talk more about that, is the key to these calls. You must get the person from the first column to the second column to the third column. We've had people that'll have 20 and 30 people in their 3 launch calls and not do any follow-up and not get the person to the next step, okay? Usually about 60 to 70% of the people will want some more information if you follow up with them correct. So think about it. Invite, tool, and team. So let's go on to the next one here. Okay, here's the 3 lists, okay? Now, you can get these lists at teamtrueblue.org. They're in, there's a PDF file with all of these 3 forms: support group, product group, and business group. You have 3 groups on this Launch 60. So here's where you can get that information at, okay? teamtrueblue.org, okay? Go to teamtrueblue.org. At the top, there's a link for Launch 60, okay? When you get that link for Launch 60, print off the PDF forms that you find on there. It's at the top where it says tools here. You can see it on my screen, and you will be able to find all the PDFs, and you will be able to find the information that you need there. So step-by-step instructions, okay? When I'm signing somebody up, I am going to sit with them, and I'm going to go through all of this, okay? And you guys have to do the same thing. And I will share this recording with you guys so that you have it. You've got to let them know that these are steps that they have to take to be successful at this business. So step 1, explain to them the purpose of Launch 60, to get a 200 PV, to get rid of all of the product in their pack, and to get 10 in motion. Remember that. Those are 3 of the most important steps. Hey, Anna. And then the second one is the Launch 60 documents, okay? Launch 60 documents. So here's the Launch 60 documents, okay? Go over the launch call 5 steps. And let me get these to you guys. So the 5 steps of the launch call, okay? Step 1, why LifeVantage? What do you want out of your LifeVantage business? Set some goals, okay? Set some goals. And what will your authorship be out of your household? Guys, you have to do this. Trust me, this will allow you to do 2 things. Duplicate things, and it'll allow you to be successful because your team will be teaching the same thing you're teaching, okay? And then set up a launch call, schedule a launch call. And we're going to go over more of that as we go through this. But these 2 PDFs, if you don't have them, go to Team True Blue and get them off and print them off. Guys, I took this Launch 60 script and I made it into my own Word document, okay? And I use bullet points, but I expound on them. And I can do this whole call, my part, in 8 to 10 minutes. I can tell you that it always gets people to the next step. And it makes it easier for you to have conversations with people that you normally would not have conversations with, okay? So find these documents. If you haven't got them, go and print them off. And when your person signs up, you should, I don't know why this keeps doing this, you should be able to give them this information right off the bat. I don't know why this is doing this, but it's crazy. It's driving me nuts. Okay. Let me go on. Guys, hold on 1 second. Honey, can you come here for a second? Never mind, I got it. That's okay, I got it. All right, I don't know why it was just kind of acting crazy. Okay, so look. If I just saw Anna come on. If I sign up Anna, this thing is going crazy. If I sign up Anna, okay, immediately when I sign her up, okay, immediately when I sign her up, I am going to schedule her first launch call, okay? I'm going to schedule her first launch call, preferably within the first 24 to 48 hours. That same evening is even better. I found that those are good. Pick a day and time for the call. If they can't do it that night, pick it. Do not leave after you sign them up with doing this. And then set a time. Either do it that day when you sign them up. Don't just sign them up and then leave them to their own. They're going to blast their Facebook. They're going to blast their friends and family. Guys, if you follow these steps, you will eliminate a lot of your headaches of pulling your hair out. Okay? And yes, I got a haircut yesterday. I haven't been pulling my hair out. Schedule a call with your upline leader. Excuse me, I got to drink. Okay? And provide the conference call phone number. I use my own conference call for a lot of people, but a lot of people have their own. I will do a launch call for anybody. I do 10 to 15 of them a week. If you want me to do a launch call for you, you just text me and ask me. Ask your upline leader for a bio, like if it's me or Brandon or Fred or whoever's doing your launch call for you, if it's Jenny, whoever, ask them for a bullet point bio so that you can introduce them well when you're doing it. And guys, don't be nervous to do a launch call. I have people that get on these calls. They knew they should be doing these. I'm going to call my boy Calvin out right now because I want him I want to do a launch call for him. So there's a lot of people that you guys have not done launch calls. Got to do your launch calls no matter what your rank is. Step 4, develop the 3 lists. You guys already saw the 3 lists on the Team True Blue website. Use them, print them off. Support group, business group, and a health group. We're going to go over that more. Write these names, the list from your blueprint. If you have a blueprint or you have some type of document where, like my wife has this big binder that she's putting names in. I'm going to use Wendy for an example. Wendy has tabs and names, and then you leave 3 spaces for the person's name. So you write, John Borger just texted me. So I'll write John Borger, okay? And I write down his name, his phone number, and his email address. And then I leave 3 spaces, and then I write the next person's name down. And then I take those people and put them over into this list. Step 5, invite. Invite at least 5 to 10 people immediately to your launch call with the help of your enroller. Do it right then and there. Sign them up, schedule their launch call, and you help them do the invite. Okay? You help them do the invite, whether it's a quick text or a quick phone call. Okay? Role play the invite prior to placing the calls. Okay? You have to practice this. Okay? You have to practice this. Send text reminders. Okay. Now, so many people forget to do this. Send a text reminder to all confirmed guests 30 minutes prior. I'm going to add one more step. Send one in the morning and then 30 minutes prior, okay, to let them know that you have this call going, okay? And then you send out a separate text to your support team and organization inviting them to listen. If you haven't listened in on a 3-way phone call or a launch call, start doing that. When your team is doing launch calls, I let my team know when I'm doing them so that they can come on and listen and start to do one, okay? There's probably 10 or 15 people on this training right now that I've done launch calls for, okay? Because they've followed these steps. Your guests will be impressed if that you have so much interest, okay? So that's why if people are on, I'll tell you what's great. We're going to talk about that in a second about how when you get on, you join the call earlier, and this is great. Call into launch call as the host 5 to 8 minutes prior to the start of the call. Okay, so think about that. Okay, 5 to 8 minutes prior, and you're going to talk. You and your person who is doing the call for you and the people that are coming on. I did one the other night for Arlene White. She had 3 guests, and I got to know the guests before the call even started. And she said she got awesome feedback from the people. That's what you do. You just kind of ask them what the weather's like. You say, hey, how was your day? We start talking about the difference in temperatures in New York and in Florida. That's how you do this, guys. It's a great way to ease their mind. Excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. Step 8. Let's go on to the next one. Welcome guests. Okay, when they come on the line, I just talked about this. Okay, let me go back. Keep it fun and lively, personal and controversial. Do not talk about the business while you're on that call beforehand. Okay? All right? Do not talk about that. Do not say, hey, how's your business going? Hey, let's talk about Pro Tandem or LifeVantage, or did you see the stock investment today, or whatever it may be. Just keep it calm and fun. Okay? Start on time. Okay? Do not wait longer than 1 to 2 minutes for stragglers. Start the call on time. If it's an 8:30 call, no later than 8:32. Mute the lines, and then ask everybody else to mute them. So if I'm doing a launch call like the other night, Dr. Benny Maniscalco did one for me and Lisa, and we muted the lines, but we also asked people to mute them themselves. Okay? This is just a respect issue. When you start on time, you'll hear people coming on through it. And if they need to go back and listen to it later, I record mine. Okay? Your role as the presenter. Okay? Here it is. All right? Thank the guest for getting on the call. Share your story and edify the presenter. Okay? We're going to talk about that too. We're going to get into more detail about telling your story and about edifying the presenter. The presenter delivers the message. Don't get on there and start delivering your message. Okay? It's not good to do. Don't talk about Pro Tandem. Don't talk, just tell your story. Okay? How you found a solution, you can talk about that, but you don't need to go into long drawing. It should be 2 to 3 minutes. Okay? 2 to 3 minutes. All right? You close the call in 30 to 45 seconds. Example. Guys, thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you, Michael, for doing the call for us tonight. I will be responding back to you in the next 24 to 48 hours with the ABC News clip and to get you the information that you need to make the best decision for you. Okay? And that's what's I found out. Ending these calls is just as good as the detail part, because you want the people to know. And guys, please don't do this. Don't ask if anybody has any questions. Just thank the guests. Let the guests know you'll be following up with them as a friend too. Say, hey, look, I'm just going to be following up with you, friend, in case if you have questions or you want more information. And I kind of do that during the presentation, letting them know that, if they want more information and they want to do research, let the person that's invited them to this do the research. Okay? All right. So this one here, here's a prime example of it. Take a picture of your launch call list with your phone. Okay? If you get your own conference line, it's free, freeconferencecall.com. It's a simple, free line, okay? And it'll send you a picture just like the following. Here's an example of a launch call, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They had 8 guests, okay? So you take a picture of this. You send it to your upline. You send it to the person who's doing it. This picture tells your upline leader who did the call for you so they can help you with the best course of action for the follow-up. I can tell you what my wife does. She prints off the list of people, okay? And then she writes out beside them notes in the column so that we know how to follow up with them, okay? Guys, that alone is huge, okay? That alone is huge. So knowing what to do. This is where the follow-up. If you're not doing this, please trust me and do this. You can make room to write in there what follow-up you need to do. Okay? You can go back and look and see who was on the call and who wasn't. Okay? And then to follow up with those people. Okay, let's go on to the next one here. All right, step number 12, follow up. Now, you guys always hear this. Let me give you a prime example of somebody who had 37 people on her 6 launch calls or 3 launch calls. The first 2 people that she followed up with were her mom and her dad, and they blasted her out. She didn't follow up with 35 of the next people. Okay, well, not the way she should have. All right, so that left those people. So if you're the one doing the call, you should help your person go back and follow up with those people. Keep them accountable. Say, hey, did you follow up with this amount of people? If they don't, say, hey, look, do you mind if I follow up with them for you? Get them some information, okay? That's why if they send it to you, you can be held accountable. You guys see the depth of this accountability and how it makes it for other people to see that you're serious about this business? You're a 20%er, we call you. The goal is to get the person in front of the team, a 3-way call, a webinar, a one-on-one, or a hotel meeting. A great thing to do your launch calls would be on a Monday, okay? Because at 9 o'clock, you have Brandon and Skip's webinar, okay? You could take the people right from that to the webinar. Do it at 7:30 or 8 or 8:30, and then you can say, hey, look, there's a webinar in 15 or 20 minutes or 30 minutes or an hour. You could take them right to that next step, okay? What to send depends on the needs of the prospect. In my launch call, I tell people, look, Google is a search engine, not a research engine. Do not use Google to educate yourself on a medical breakthrough, okay? Let Maria help you with this, or let Graham help you with this, or whoever it may be. Let that person help you do this. That's the magnitude of what this Launch 60 is. At minimum, you're sending them the ABC Primetime. Now look, guys, read what this says. I'm not using ABC Live It anymore. I'm sending them this ABC Primetime through the LV Move app because the person that's involved, that started ABC Live It, is not involved in LifeVantage anymore. Who knows when it might be gone, okay? So LV Move has the ABC Primetime on there. You want to send them your replicated website. The replicated website is phenomenal. You want to send them to PubMed, and you want to send them the income earning statement and let them know, look at the percentage of people and what type of money they make. Okay? All right. I hope that was some good stuff there. Let's go on to the next one. All right. Schedule the next launch call ASAP. All right. Now, here's what I'm going to do. All right. There is a chat box on your screen. Okay. And here's what we're going to do. I want you to put down in the chat box if you're committed to doing a launch call. All right. And then if you're committed to doing a launch call and you would like for me to do it or someone in your group to do it, I want you to put your name and number or just being committed down in that. Somebody's come on, it's not muted. It's feedback. Okay. So go to the chat box. How many people can see the chat box over there? Go to the chat box and put your name, or if you don't, I'm going to put in the chat box right now my phone number. All right. And I want you to text me and say, I see Ruthie on here. I am committed to doing a launch call. Boom. First person that pops up is the person I just used her name. Lydia is now committed to doing a launch call. 2 people out of 40 on here are committed to doing a launch call. Graham is committed. Love it. Okay? Guys, keep going. Perfect. Wendy's committed. Okay? Look at this, guys. People are committed. Will Smith has texted me, said he's committed. Misha, Maria's committed. Andy Small is committed. Danielle's committed. Look at this, guys. This is how we do it. 10%ers will be committed. There's my boy Calvin. Renee's committed. Sarah's committed. Okay? So I'm just letting you know I'm going to print this off and get back in touch with you guys. There's some of you on here are still not committed. Be committed. Before this is over, text me or put your name in that box down there and commit. There's no reason to be on this training and not commit to doing a launch call. It's the only thing that's going to keep you from doing that is fear. Okay? Tanya, I know you're committed, girl. Absolutely. Sandy, thank you for being committed. I appreciate that. Okay, let's go on. All right. Your story in the invite. I love this. More people saying they're committed. I love it. Good job, Lance. Okay, so your story, right? Here's how you tell your story, okay? Your background, what you didn't like about what you were doing before, most important steps so they feel your pain. Wants, pains, needs, and desires is what you want to transfer or find out from other people, okay? Those of you guys who know me, I was in the fitness industry for 27 years, six-figure earner in the fitness industry, top 1% in my industry for many, many, many years. And what I didn't like about it was getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning and my people not showing up, not having a retirement, okay? And I found a solution after looking at 50 or 60 different ones of these. Guys, I'm recruited let me tell you how committed I am to LifeVantage. I'm recruited every month to be a part of a new startup company. Ones that maybe in the first year might pay me 3 or 4 times what I'm making now. But it's not sustainable. Look at all the people that have left our company and their companies have failed or they've failed. We're in the top 3% of companies, okay? We are a legacy, guys, let me repeat. Hey, Carolyn, legacy company, okay? 3% companies are legacy companies. And then tell why you're excited about the future. I found a way to get my time back and my health back. Those are the 2 most important things that people want. They want their time and they want their health, okay? And you have a solution, okay? Let's move on. Oops, sorry about that. Okay, so when you invite, you always tell your story on these 3 things, okay? You always tell your story on these 3 things, okay? Or these 5 things, all right? When you invite, you always tell your story. When you start a launch call, you tell your story. To start a meeting, you tell your story. To start a conversation, you tell your story. To connect with your prospects, you tell your story. Every person that I do a one-on-one with, I tell my story. Every person when I'm sitting, we were sitting listening to a lady do a doTERRA presentation yesterday, and I engaged her in our story, okay? Guys, if you're not telling your story, you're missing the point. You're missing the point of why you're doing this. Part of your why should be your story, okay? Part of your why should be your story. I mean, guys, I don't know if those of you were on my Thursday night call Thursday night. I had Becky Malden who told her story, and I told her, I said, she goes, how long you want me? Just 10, 15 minutes? I said, yes. It went 30 minutes. Who cares? My phone did not stop ringing until almost 10:30 at night. She told her story, guys. If you haven't listened to it, go back to my YouTube page and listen to it. I've got tons of our Thursday night calls. If you want to tie in, it's the same link that you're on right now on Thursday nights. It's a great, great call. We get, yeah, Calvin, I'll do that. I just kind of did that, but you guys kind of missed it. Calvin, somebody was asking me if I could tell my story. You know, and I just said it, but maybe some of you guys missed it. But, you know, I was in the fitness industry for 27 years, trading time for money. You know, if I didn't work, I didn't make any money. Okay. If somebody didn't show up, I didn't get paid. Okay. And so when this came to me, Daniel Bernard chased me for 6 months to watch the video. Every Friday he'd call me and say, hey, you got to watch this video. Hey, you got to watch this video. Now, He taught me duplication from the beginning. He wouldn't do it. He went through my wife to get me to watch the video. So I found a solution. You know, I've taken people that didn't know what network marketing was to falling in love with it because they just didn't know. You know, I use this example. Think about this. If you get, let's say you get food poisoning. I'll give an example. My mom and I got food poisoning at a local wings restaurant a couple years. Wow, actually, it's been 10 years ago now, 12 years ago. And that organization does about $11 million a year. People don't stop going there just because we got food poisoning. Okay? So whether you like network marketing, boom, or not, it doesn't really matter. Okay? I love it. I love it because it builds personal development. It builds personal growth. It's not easy. Okay. You know, the old saying, you know, don't wish this was easy, wish you were better. Okay. So you're always telling your story. Okay. You got to constantly tell your story. All right. Telling the solution that you found. All right. So the invite, guys, this is simple. I found this to be very easy. I'm always doing this whenever I'm out or when I'm talking to somebody new. I'm always in a hurry. I compliment them, and I say, if I was you, if I would get you on a call on Monday night with one of my business partners, it's only going to last about 5 to 10 minutes. If I send you the link, would you jump on the call? I promise you, it'll be worth your time. It's going to be Monday night, 8 o'clock. I'll send you the information. Boom, click. Don't stay on the phone with them. You don't have to stay there in person with them. You can say, hey, look, I know you're busy. I know I'm busy. You know, everybody says, they say, well, the first thing is everybody says, what is it? You don't have time to answer it. What is? Say, look, you're busy. I'm busy. And look, the call will give you an understanding, a huge understanding of the magnitude of what this is. And I promise you it'll be worth your time. If it's not, then at least I know you have the information. Listen to this, guys. This is a great verbiage. Let the big man upstairs game me. At least you can't say when you find out about it from somebody else that I didn't tell you about it, because I'm going to follow up with you and I'm going to make sure that you get this information. Can you be on the call Monday at 8 o'clock? Okay. We've been getting about a 60 to 70% success rate at getting people on the call. The average is about 20 to 30. So we've doubled that by using this type of invite. Okay. Get the commitment of the time. Okay, if you've already done a launch call and the next step is to get the person on a 3-way phone call, which I've been doing a lot of these this week, is you confirm the commitment. They've said, hey, a launch call was great. You say, okay, look, if I would share this ABC primetime with you, when could you watch it? Can you watch it today at 3 o'clock? And they say, yeah, 3 o'clock. I say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to call you back with the person that did the launch call, Mike Huey. He's going to answer your questions. Or I'm going to call you back with Calvin Richard, who's a fitness guru, owns his own gym, goes hard, great guy, great. Just edify Calvin today. You know, edify Calvin. Okay, that's how you do this, guys. Learn to be successful at mastering the very small things that make you better. This invite is personal development. You're going to personally evolve. This may be frightening for you, but it's a constant learning process. You don't, I didn't go to being at the top of the fitness industry overnight, okay? And the reason I say that is, you know, there's a lot of people on here, and Calvin can tell you, he's done very well in the fitness industry. Tanya's done very well now. You can ask him. You don't get like that overnight. You don't become a great trainer. Oh, he's extremely handsome too. You wish, my brother. You married up, maybe when you're standing beside your wife. Just kidding. But that was Calvin, by the way. And make sure that you are constantly edifying. Let's go on to the next one, because I don't want to get too far behind, because I want to have time for questions at the end. For your launch call, speaking with your prospect works better than texting. Okay, guys, let me explain something to you. I put these 3 things on here. Read this, get it in to your mind. Emotions, pause for emphasis, excitement in your voice. Okay? Emotions, pause for emphasis, excitement in your voice. You can't do that on a text message. Huh? Okay. Can't do that on a text message. Pause 1 second, guys. I'm getting a drink. My Axio, my pear Axio. If y'all know, I love pear, and I found, thanks to Margaret Winkles, she sent me 10 bags of pear Axio. I love her. And use the phone for conversation and texting and email for information. Okay. You want to be in control of the information the person gets, not Google, we call it the University of Google. Okay. See the launch call scripts invites. On the launch call script invites, it tells you how to follow up. Guys, if you're a task-oriented person, these launch call scripts that Brandon put together, I can tell you this, that almost everybody whose businesses are growing are adopting these launch calls. Remember, it's your business, okay? Keep it simple, okay? Keep it simple. Here's a couple of the launch call scripts from those scripts that Brandon gave me. Hey, how are you today? I need your support. I started a business and I'm launching it Monday night at 7 o'clock. And all I need is for you to show up on the call. And I tell them, show up on the call and just listen. Would you do that for me? I promise it'll be worth your time. I'll text you the call in for a minute. Again, it's tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. You got that right. And you do this for, can you do this for me? Because you want to encourage them. You want to let them know that they're just supporting you. It will be an honor. I tell them it will be an honor to have you on the call. Okay. I did that this past week. I got 3 of the 5 people that I invited to be on the call. Guys, and I've been doing this for 6 years. Doesn't matter what you've done. You can go back to people and say, hey, look, I know I might've shared this with you a long time ago. I'm just asking you because I don't want you guys, we're getting ready to go into, or however your verbiage is, we're getting ready to go like Fred did. We're getting ready to go into momentum. My business is exploding. I don't want you to be left behind. Can you just get on the call and listen? I promise it'll be worth your time. Okay. I say, I'm doing, like Monday, I said, I'm doing it with a cardiologist from here in Tampa that has over 3,000 patients on the product. Okay. And then people got to listen. All right. So that's one. And then that one for the business, same thing. Okay. If you're coming on, it's for the business. I want you to hear about it first. I tell people all the time, hey, you're a business-minded person. I'm looking for business-minded people to take this thing to $1 billion company with me. Could you just listen for 10 to 15 minutes max? I tell them that all the time. This one works. I love this one. Because people are looking right now. People are looking. They may not get it today, but they may get it 3 to 6 months down the road. Okay. I've had people coming back in and following these steps, and they haven't done anything for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and now their businesses are growing. Okay. So here's a one for the health one. I value you a lot because I know you're huge at taking care of yourself. And I wanted you to hear about this first. I don't want you to hear about this from somebody else, knowing that I knew about it and I didn't tell you. I'd love for you to be on the call and just listen for 10 to 15 minutes and then get your feedback so that you can see the magnitude of this. Okay. You have to put this as a script, but you can use your own words. I'm so excited you're going to be on. You're going to be amazed and surprised at the information that I've came across. Okay. I promise you that. And I edify them and I build them up and I say, look, I want you to be on this call. I want you to be able to see this. Hey, Johnny. So let's go on to the next one here. Okay. Let's talk about edification. You guys have been hearing me talk about it. Let me tell you why edification is pertinent. Edification lends credibility. Okay. You just heard me say this. I'll use Calvin because he's right there. Father, husband, man of God, man of integrity, owns his own business, funny, just a great all-around person. You guys see that this tee, the higher you guys, those of you that know me, I'm a big golfer. I used to be really, really good before I started this business, but I'm getting back better. Yesterday, I went out with my wife and starting to get things going in the right direction. But edifying lifts that tee up even higher. Speak positively uplifting introductions and stories. Okay. Like I saw Graham was on here. Graham, I had the privilege of sitting in at the convention on Graham's Pro 5 interview. I know that was a big thing for him. But what was really cool about it is that I actually knew Graham, and now I can use that as an edification for him. Let's say if I've got some Spanish-speaking people that I want to do a third-party validation for, if I do that, I'm calling Graham. So Graham, I'm letting you know that ahead of time, brother. If I need somebody, I was totally honored and excited that I was had the privilege of sitting in on Graham's Pro 5 event. I had the privilege of meeting the other people that were on there, and that's what you do. You get the opportunity to uplift people. Use it for 2-on-1 meetings, three-way meetings, home meetings. You have the privilege of investing in people, and so that's one of the things that you always have to do. I love it when I go do 1-on-1s and 2-on-1s. I take somebody with me. I edify the person sitting with me. Let me give you guys a nugget on this. Kneecap to kneecap, face to face, person to person is the way you build this business. If you can follow the launch call and you can get people to sit down with you 1-on-1 and you bring somebody with you and you let them know that you're doing that, your business is going to excel. But you have to make time for it. Remember, we're part of the 20 percenters, guys. We're not going to get everybody that wants to do this. We got some people that are just going to be glorified customers, and that's okay because they're going to be healthy, okay? So let's talk about technology a little bit. I'm going through this pretty fast, so we probably will have time for questions at the end. Yes, okay. So technology, Amazon, Uber. You see our apps now. Guys, almost every place has self-checkout now. And what I like about that is that it's fast and easy, just like Uber. Uber is simple. Amazon Prime, you get free shipping. My wife bought me one of these little things I was sharing earlier, the earbuds things. I saw people have them and how easy they are to answer their phone. They don't have to find their phone if it's in their pocket. They just use the volume here. They can be at the gym and they don't have to worry about, the headpieces. They can stick these in and they don't have to worry about me all the time I'm lifting and I'm catching my cord and stuff. Guys, technology has changed. And let me reassure you, you're a part of a technology company. I watched a doctor yesterday talk about every single network marketing company about how bad their products were. Guess what company he didn't talk about? Ours, yours, okay? Nothing bad to talk about, okay? Technology, okay? Here's our technology. If you're not up to speed on the technology, take an hour on a Saturday and get yourself caught up. Here's the thing. I want you guys to comment on this in the and I want to see there's 38 people on, okay? 37 others. I want you to comment or just say yes that you've committed to doing it, you've done it, or you're committed to doing the tech training. Guys, if you haven't done this, you're missing out. You sign into your back office and this little thing comes up that says get tech certified, okay? All right, if you haven't done it, awesome. Here's 5 people that have done it out of 35, okay? So, guys, get on here and do this tech certification. 2 more people. Awesome, okay? Started it. Wendy, almost done. Great. Graham, great job. Maria, great job. Sarah, it's on your agenda for this weekend. I love it. We'll do it. Okay, good. This is what happens. Take action with your business, guys. Ryan Goodwin is a genius, guys, an absolute genius. Caroline, if you started, you got to finish it. You can finish it in a short period of time. It's got a test after every section. Okay? You gotta make, Andy, you guys, thanks. I'm glad you guys are committing to do these. If you're not doing these, finish it, Sandy. That's it. All the rewards from it. Okay, great. Awesome. All right. So go on and do it. It'll be worth it, guys. This tech training is awesome. It'll show you how to use the apps. It'll show you how to use your back office. Let me go into some a little bit more. So you're going to have to teach your new person about their replicated website. All right. If you don't teach your new person about your replicated website, all right, Roy and Juanita, I'm going to hold you to that. You're missing the point, guys. Our replicated website is a great way to educate people. You know, I had a lady came on yesterday on from one of the team calls, and she said, "I'd wish there was more information on Pro Tandem." And I thought, "Have you been on your replicated website?" She said, "No." So teach people about their replicated website. Okay, get them on this. Okay, get them on their replicated website. You can see I have mine there. There's a picture of Lisa and I there. If you haven't put a picture on there, put your picture on there so people can know. Guys, the enrollment process, I can tell you, I was just on a trial this week. You are going to be able to enroll somebody from your apps, okay? From, I believe it's LV Pro. I'll get back to you guys that in a minute.
It's LV Share.
LV Share? Okay, cool. All right. I thought Brandon told me it was LV Move. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, and I actually went through the process and enrolled somebody on it, which was kind of cool. So, oh, it's LV Pro. That's what I thought. It's LV Pro.
Okay.
Yep. I just got,
Thank you.
yeah, and I just found it on my phone from Brandon. So it's LV Pro, yeah. So, and you can enroll somebody very quickly on LV Pro. You can find their name on your phone and it'll send them an enrollment form. Okay. It's awesome. You guys are going to get to see some of the new stuff. Brian Goodwin let Brandon's group play around with things before we launch them out in the field. If you haven't taught your person how to share a cart, my buddy Chris met a guy beating a dent out of his car. He asked him what he did, you know, besides LifeVantage, and Chris told him. He said, "I'm building a business for my family." And the guy said, "I want the product right now." And so he set up a time, sent the guy a cart. The guy wanted the Duo Pack and the Physique product, which you guys know is the Active Essentials now. And there's free shipping. Okay. Boom. You're good. You're good to go. You send them a cart. You can teach them how to enroll right from there. It sends them a cart. They can enroll. It takes 5 minutes. Okay. If you haven't done that, you need to learn how to do that. Okay. All right. So here's your technology. Teach your prospect how to send the ABC video from LV Move. All the videos are right on there, guys. Okay. They're right on there. Also, here's all, if you guys can see, product and launch. 2 sides to the video library. One is the video product calls. You can see the 10 in motion, how to do a phone call, and then the launch numbers. You can see all of those on your apps. And what's really cool about that is when you're on these apps, and I'm just pulling one up so I can kind of share with you guys this. The significance of the apps is that you can share information while you're in person with people. And if you look, you can see, you can play the video right in front of them, or you can send it to them, okay? So if you look, okay, I have all of the videos on the launch side, and I have the ABC video at the very bottom. So you guys can send this different ways that you can send it, but you can share it. You can play it with people right in front. So educate yourself on that and how to use it. Guess what's the best way to educate yourself with it? Go through the tech training. The tech training will walk you through how to do this, and you're going to be amazed. Now, here's, I think, the number one thing that people do not do in teaching. Look, here's the tech certified in the back office. You can see it right there on the screen. It says training and features Life Fanning's tech certified. So you log into your back office, okay? You click on tech certified training and you go through it. Teach people how to use the library. Teach them how to look at their downline. Teach them how to look at the shopping. They can see when their orders are coming in and they can change their orders here. Guys, don't just leave this for your distributor to do. I've never done that. I will never do that. You can see over here. They can see over here customers that are coming in, new members. I look at these daily. It's just one right after the other, okay? So teach your people your virtual office, please. Okay, this is the part I'm excited about. Okay, now, let me get a drink real quick. Social media. Guys, this is I'm getting ready to do I was wondering when a good time to share this, and now I'm going to share it. I'm going to challenge you guys to something. And here's what Lisa and I are doing. I'll tell you what we've been doing and what we're going to do. Starting June the 1st, okay, we are going on a 90-day no television except on Sundays. I'm going to tell you why Sundays has been so successful for me. A lot of you guys know me. I'm very transparent. I'm very real. And I'll tell you why I'm doing this. I looked at a podcast by a guy named Robert Morris, and he talked about fast food chains. And he said, Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King, those type of fast foods, they do about $1 million in business a year. And you guys know I'm doing this for a spiritual reason, but I'm just giving you this example, okay? He said that Sundays is the biggest day of revenue for fast food chains. Does anyone know what restaurant is closed on Sundays? Chick-fil-A, okay? They do $5 million a year. 5 times what other people do. Our business has grown every month greater than it has in the other 5 years we've been involved this year by us not working on Sundays. You can work on Sundays if you want. I'm just telling you what we're doing, and we're doing a 90-day push of where Monday through Friday or Monday through Saturday, we're working this business. And we're eliminating distractions. It's going to be God first, and then our family, Lisa and I, and then our business. And that's it. We're going to eliminate distractions because we want to help people get involved in this before it hits momentum. This should be a priority for you. Okay, so let's talk about some stuff we've learned about social media. Okay, I'm going to let you guys know down at the very bottom of this, you see Brandon's video call with Calvin Wayman is a much watch. You can, I'll send that to you. It's on my YouTube channel at Michael Huey on YouTube. I'm hiring Calvin on Monday. I have a call with him at 12 o'clock on Monday. I'm gonna hire him to help me advance my business on social media. And I'm gonna tell you one of the things that he talked about. 1 billion people use Facebook every single month. Blows my mind. I'm completely blown away by that. I could not believe it when he said it. I was just trying to find 1 billion Facebook users active every single month. Can you believe that? 1 billion. People ask me why I have 4,000 friends on Facebook, because it's building relationships. Okay? Building relationships of people that are going to see. Talked about branding. Okay? Do not, if you're doing this, go back and stop it. Do not put Pro Tandem or LifeVantage on your profile. Just a headshot or a photo, sports team, wife, kids. You can see I've changed mine. Don't make a claim of retiring in 6 months or any month for that much. Does your site look inviting? Are you giving value? Your faith, branding. Calvin Wayman talked about branding. Okay, branding is branding yourself, who you are, what you are. A lot of people. I'm just going to be real with you guys. I'm going to talk about who I am in my faith. It's just who I am. If those are not the people that I attract, those. Now for you, they say you don't want to talk about politics or religion or any of that type of stuff. Okay. That's who I am. My brand is I'm a man of God. And so I'm going to talk about that. Okay. If you want to attract, you're going to attract the type of people that you want to attract. Okay. Here's a teaser. How is your oxidative stress level? Okay. And then I took my NRF2 activator today. If you didn't know if you were on social media and you didn't know what that was, you would ask a question. What is it? Don't use social media to be a counselor. Okay. I've got people that all they talk about is politics. They've done nothing with their business for 2 or 3 years, but they're on there doing politics. Okay. Here's a good one. Don't talk about freedom on Monday when you're plastered on Friday. Don't talk about partying and the parties and drinking and doing all the stuff you're doing, and then try to attract the type of people that you want to attract. Okay. Build a brand. And I said this at the end here. If you haven't watched Brandon's and Calvin's video on YouTube, watch it. He did it Wednesday or Thursday. You guys will love it. It's awesome. Okay. And follow-ups and events. Guys, I love this flow chart. Your story, the vision, home meeting, regional large meeting, regional monthly trainings, and elite academies. I can tell you guys this. Wendy, are you still on? I'm going to unmute you. Hold on one second. Hopefully she's still on. Oh, yes, she's still on. Wendy, can you hear me? It says you're unmuted. Hello? All right. Wendy, if you come back on, just let me know. Hey, honey, can you? Wendy, are you there? I don't know. I thought you were there, but let me go on. I was going to ask her a question. Wendy, if you unmute yourself, you can come back on. It says you're still on, but can you text her, honey? And see if she's on. And then I'll come back. I just wanted for her to make a comment on something that she made to me the other day, but let's talk about the importance of following up. Okay. I know you guys have seen this before, but think about this. Okay. 45% of people follow up one time and 2% join. 20, and the reason I put this on there is because I'm going to tell you what happened with me. 12%, 3 to 5% join, 10, 4 people follow-ups, 10% join, and 5% of you will follow up 5 to 12 times with people, and 80% of those will join.
She said she's unmuted, but you still couldn't hear her.
I don't know why. I should be able to hear her. Hold on one second, guys. I'm just going to unmute everybody. Guys, if you can mute yourself privately, that would be great for me. Guys, come on. Wendy, talk and see if I can hear you now. No, it's not going to work. It's okay. We'll come back to it. I don't know what's happened, but it's not, for some reason, it's not. No, it's on my, yeah, it's a bearded guy, Calvin. It's on my page. Okay. So think about this. Daniel Bernard called me every Friday for 6 months. How many follow-ups is that? Anybody know? 24. Okay. 80% join. I don't care if you're somebody who joined on the first time. You're special, but this takes follow-up. Okay, this takes follow-up. Okay, here's how you take a person from a launch call to the invite to the tool to the team. Okay, you complete a launch call. Your follow-up is crucial. We've already said that. Here, I'm going to give you a couple extra things that I really like. Oh, I actually have a typo on there. I can't believe it. You guys noticed that? Okay, there we go. I'm going to tell you a video that I really like is Dr. Benny Maniscalco on Nerve 1 and Nerve 2. NRF1 and NRF2. If you guys haven't seen that and you haven't sent it to somebody, I signed up a distributor that just watched that video. Okay. There's also another one Dr. Borland has done that's on my YouTube page. She's a breast cancer radiologist here in town. That's another good one for a follow-up. Okay. Clinical papers, a webinar. And then, guys, look, let me reiterate this. If you do not have 10 in motion sheet, print one off. Honey, can you give me an accountability sheet over there? I want it in one of these two places. Lisa's going to get me something. I'm going to show you guys an accountability sheet that'll help you figure one out. You got to do it quickly. Kind of what an accountability leadership training sheet is. Okay, good. Awesome. You guys, I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's in your back office. Okay. It's called an accountability and leadership planner. You go in your back office under the library, it's underneath there. Here's a couple blank ones. Another thing I do every single beginning of every month, I'll be doing this in June, is it has the dates. I have the training events that I'm registered for, which for me would be LifeVantage Academy and the Denver Elite Academy. Okay. Guys, you know how awesome this training that you're getting today is? Pro 7, Julie White, and Kurt Harnessy are paying for me to come to Pennsylvania to teach their teams how to do this training. The information you guys are hearing today is cool. But look, there's a grid. I did this with Wendy the other day, and I don't know why I can't hear you, Wendy, or I would try to unmute you again, but because when I unmuted everybody else, I could hear everybody else, so I don't know what's happened. But get a 10 in motion list, okay? Get a 10 in motion list and get an accountability sheet and print these off. Every time you sign somebody up, you give them one and you go over this, okay? And always promote to the next event. When you sign somebody up, and Wendy's great at this, she's always promoting people to the next LifeVantage Academy, to the next meeting, showing them Big Blue Calendar. That's another thing you have to do. You have to teach people Big Blue Calendar. Okay. Here's the main points of follow-up, and I don't care how long you've been involved. I can promise you that you've been doing this wrong because I do it wrong, okay? Connect with the prospect immediately after the launch call, either that night or the next day. Do not wait two or 3 days to connect with them, okay? I'm going to use a prime example. There was a young lady that sat behind me at LifeVantage Academy, and she said, Michael, I've got like 8 or 10 people on the hook. I just can't get them to pull the trigger. And here's what I asked her. This is 90% of you, and including me, I still do it. I said, did you ask them to join? And she said, no. You got to ask them to join. Are you ready with the information you've heard today? Are you ready to get started? Okay, my wife can tell you, we're both guilty of it. Are you ready to join us today? Are you ready to do this business with us? Are you ready to get started? Always have homework before you meet or talk again. I'm going to show you these guys this. Okay? Okay, can you guys see this? This is my homework for every person that I share with. Sample pack of NRF2 and 1 and Axio. I will guarantee you that 90% of them will feel something if you give them this. Okay? You have to invest in your business. Order these. Okay? Set a time and date for the next follow-up. Is tomorrow, ask them. Remember at the beginning, what did I tell you? He who asks the most questions wins. Ask them when you can follow up with them. Set a time and a date. Get your phone out and set an alarm and a code in there to follow up with people. Get in contact with every person you share with. Never give up on them unless they ask you to. I always ask the person, can I share with you, over the next 30, 60, 90 days? Okay? My wife has made these amazing emails for customers, current customers, and previous customers. And we're going to spend this next week sending people that information. Okay? Set a time and date. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Okay, here's the actual event flowchart again. Somebody have a question. Hold on one second. Yes, I always give 3 days of an exam. Somebody asked me, I usually give them 3 of these. Okay. I usually give them 3 of them. Okay. Especially if I'm meeting with them, you know, until I meet with them. All right. Goal is to keep moving the prospect from event to event. Okay. You also are moving from event to event yourself. It's how you build your belief. Let me explain something to you. If you are not attending events, you will not be successful. This may hurt some of your feelings. Ask any leader if there's people in their groups that are growing that are not attending events. Guys, it's a sacrifice for your business. You cannot tell me that you can't look at the schedule. Go to your back office. LifeVantage has the schedule for the whole entire year. Put those events in your calendar and then schedule everything else. That's a leader. If you're a leader, how many leaders of the 30, almost 40 people that we have on here, how many people want to be a leader? If you want to be a leader, you have to lead by example. Speed of the leader, speed of the group. There's people that needed to be on here today. We should have had 50 or 60 or 100 people. But the leaders that want to be here are on here, okay? Tie into the system. Those who have done it will tell you. Wendy can tell you. She goes to LifeVantage Academy because it teaches her, but it also builds belief. The number one thing that you need to do as a leader is transfer belief. If you keep a person connected and they build belief, they'll stay. And reaching Pro 3. So let me go on here. I don't know why it's not. Okay. We're going to talk about compensation plan because I want to talk a little bit about the new compensation plan. You can see here's actually this picture down here in the bottom is I went to Mexico and built houses. We just had the Hawaii trip that they just did. Now we're getting ready. I didn't have a chance to change this, but we're getting ready for the Bahamas trip. You can see my Jeep there. That's actually my Jeep right there. And we're branded, guys. We're on the front of the jerseys of a major soccer team, okay? So let's talk about these new commissions. There's 6 bonuses. You guys, some of you guys didn't know these, some of you don't. Teach this to your team, guys. Teach this to your new people. Teach them the significance, okay, of these new launch bonuses, okay? I can tell you that it will drastically increase their paycheck. If I told you I'd give you an extra $250 a month for the rest of your life, what would you tell me? You'd shake my hand. And if I was late, you'd tap on your watch and say, you're supposed to be here on the 15th. Smart start bonuses. You guys know all about this. 40% up front now. That's changed. Okay? 40% on preferred customers. Guys, if you have not educated your customers on this new point system, you got to get emails out to them. If you need an example of that, email me or my wife, or just email me and I'll forward it to her, or vice versa. We're working on this together. We'll give you a form of the letter that we're using to send out to people, okay? We'll give it to you. We'll send it to you. You guys can learn how to educate your people on the new bonuses going forward. So let me just finish with this, okay? Here's the launch. I shared you with this in the beginning. Here's how you get paid. The extra launch payouts, $50, $25, $12, okay? So I actually finished about 30 minutes early, okay? So I was able to do it in an hour and a half, which is great. When we're in person, it goes a little bit longer because I guess it's just the way it is when you're in person with people. So don't everybody unmute themselves at once, but if you have a question, there's a little button where you can raise your hand. And, oh, Anna, you want me to go back one? Okay. You can raise your hand and ask a question. Is there anybody that has any questions? Let me see here. Nobody has any questions. Any questions? And let me see. Here's one up here. You guys can put it in the chat box. Okay, yeah, Anna, do you have my email? Let me give you guys my email down here in the chat box so that if you want the letters to send out to customers and distributors, protandem is health@gmail.com.